I know the rules always seem really complicated at first, but then you just go through them, and then what we'll do, we'll get a grown up to show us how to play them. We will. Hey, folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your universal services. I'm wearing a kilt, but you can't see it. However, you can see this. Ooh, who be that then? Yes, that was Universal's first major stab at lycanthropy. That was from Henry Hull playing The Werewolf of London. Wonderful movie. And then be reshaped into this guy, Lon Chaney, playing The Wolfman. We know we've gone through this a million times, and I'm sure we will a million times more. But what I've got to show you here today is this wonderful board game homage to that creature cavalcade from Universal Studios. And you've got all the old stalwarts here. You've got Dracula, you've got Frankenstein's monster, you've got Bride of Frankenstein, you've got the creature of Black Lagoon, you've got the Invisible Man, you've got the Wolfman, and you've probably got someone else. The Mummy, that's the one, the Mummy. And in this beautiful app, so I'm going to show you all of this game from Ravensburger, designed by Prospero Hill. This cooperative game along the lines of Pandemic, which, you know, for those of you who like that subtle kind of irony, yeah, that's all too relevant today, is it not? But this is not a virus, folks. No, these are monsters, and they are terrorising some, you know, one of those Middle European provinces, these little Transylvanian bergs, where you've got mountains, laboratories, asylums, lagoons, and haunted forests, little cottages, and all sorts of stuff going on there. Peasants and villagers and monsters are plenty running amok. So, I'll have to move the monster slightly out the way there. I'll have to move. I've got candles. I've lit candles up around here, but you probably can't see them because of all the dragonfly lights and the big glowing light that's taking place up there. But I want to show you this. This is a wonderful game. As I say, it's a cooperative game. There's the front cover for it. And it says, the stakes have been raised. Little pun, methinks. If we go around the sides of this, one of those lovely, smooth, but really luxurious, lush boxes. There you got Frankenstein's monster. Round here, you actually have, that is the Wolfman. That's the Wolfman. He's snarling. There's a full moon as an eye. And there's foresty bits here, but that's the Wolfman there. And then we come around here, and we have, in blue, the creature, the Gill-Man from the Black Lagoon. Come round again, and we have the Bride of Frankenstein. But where is the Invisible Man? Well, I can't see him. Can you? So, let's read the back of it. I'll show you the back of the box there. There's a nice little depiction of the game board. Obviously, you have lots and lots of, you know, pieces and stuff and character cards, and you've got, there's a depiction of all the game pieces, the figures that are in there, which are all the monsters. Oh, isn't it great? Isn't it great? But I'll read it out to you. 1 to 5 players, ages 10 and up. A gameplay lasts around 60 minutes. Well, it depends, doesn't it? A city screams in terror. I'm not sure I like that. It's not normally a city, is it, that's screaming in terror in these old movies. But anyway, a cooperative game against the world's most famous monsters. The village is under attack. Dracula, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, his bride, and more are on the rampage, and your team of heroes must defeat them. Each monster offers an entirely unique challenge, and players can adjust the difficulty by playing against a new group of adversaries every time. Overcome them all before the horror overwhelms you. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Let's open this up. Oh God, the artwork on it is splendid. I'm not massively enthusiastic about that depiction of the monster there. Looks kind of young, and it's a bit better looking, really. Let's have a look at the Wolfman. Where's the Wolfman on this? Good question. Where is the Wolfman on the front of that? Oh, there he is, lurking from behind a tree. He's a little bit more streamlined of hairdo. But anyway, let's put that down there. Now, what I think is a wonderful touch Now this is the game board, but written on the back of the game board, look at this little legend here. I'll read it out to you. Now this, for those of you that have seen the original 1931 Frankenstein, Edward Van Sloan, who plays, he plays Van Helsing in the Todd Browning Bela Lugosi Dracula, but he plays Dr. Waldman in the original Frankenstein for James Whale. And at the start of the movie, it's almost like it's a theatrical production. He actually walks out from behind the curtains and addresses you, the audience, and it gives like a warning, that this film may actually horrify you, but you've been warned. So here we've got a neat little revision of that. We feel it would be a little unkind to present this game without just a word of friendly warning. You are about to unfold one of the strangest tales ever told. We think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now's your chance to, well, we warned you. And that is pretty much what he says. And the game is called Horrified. And I'll be honest, I'm not that fussed on the title. I don't know why. I mean, it does kind of fit the bill. As the legend there does say, it may even horrify you, as he originally says for Frankenstein. But it just seems, it's horrified. I don't know. So, let's get the game board out and show you that. This whole thing is going to be very awkward to do, but we'll do what we can. Now, you can go liberally across YouTube and you'll find many people playing this game and showing you how it's done. Oop. Oh, God. All I'm going to do, because I haven't played it yet, obviously, is just show you all the bits and bobs and give it a bit of spiel. But look, I don't know if you can you see? Can you see any of the places, the names, and look at the illustrations on it? I'm going to try to, I'll try and show you as much as I possibly can, which won't be easy. Let's get the Wolfman out the way. Let's get Frank out the way for the moment. Sorry, mate. What? Frank's your dad? Yeah, alright, yeah. Oh, God, even us horror aficionados make that mistake from time to time. So, places that you've got a cave, you've got a camp, the precinct, the inn, of course, you need a tavern, don't you? A barn with a windmill, a dungeon, a tower, a theatre, the docks, a river, a lagoon. Well, obviously you need a fair bit of waterways and a watery system because you've got the creature from the Black Lagoon there. An abbey, a crypt, the mansion, a museum, the mummy going to be lurking around there somewhere, a church, a hospital, a graveyard, obviously, duh, institute. There's usually an asylum attached to these institutes, isn't there? A shop, a laboratory, a mansion. I think I said that before. And it's beautifully illustrated. And the way you progress around, it's like a lit, sort of a torch lit, and like street lamp sort of lit, cobbled paveways, which takes you all the way around this, unique sort of bizarre place in the middle of who knows where. So there's your game board. Your instructions, god damn it, and yeah. Although having had a cursory look at this, it does seem to be fairly well written and fairly obvious what they're getting at. But as always, the proof of the pudding is actually in the playing of the game, So let's put that down there. You of course have a gazillion pieces, little character pieces, which obviously you are certain characters and you're going to move them around the board. You've got all these items which you're going to pick up. The items are used to, they don't use the term destroy. You defeat the monsters, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're killing them. For example, the Wolfman. Everyone knows he's my favourite. You don't kill him. To defeat the Wolfman, you find the cure for his lycanthropy. Okay, alright. For Dracula, you have to destroy all his coffins. So, in effect, you are destroying him as well, by the sound of things there. The mummy, I think what do you do with the mummy? I'm not sure what you do with him. You have a puzzle to defeat the mummy, and I think that either reverses the curse or hey, whatever. But the weird thing is about the Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein, they're a double act. Whereas you can play one or two monsters, or even all the monsters together, Frankenstein's monster, the creature, and the bride work as a team. They are always together. And the way you defeat them, you don't destroy them, you educate them. What? What is that you're saying, Kilt-Man? Yes. Apparently, you work towards training them to become more human and to learn to love and become members of society. What's that about? Because they're not really monsters. Well, that's the kind of gist of that one. I'll open that in a minute, but we've got, well, there's all the little bases to put your characters in, your little character cards and move around. You've got some rather interesting dice, which have exclamation marks on them and little explosions, and they are basically, when a monster attacks you receive hits, as it's called, hits. But several of them, and you could be taken out of the game, and you end up in the hospital to be repaired and recover. See, I don't think even you die, but you can lose the game. And don't forget, it's a cooperative game, so all your characters, all the people who are playing, need to work together to overcome the monsters. And that may mean sacrificing villagers, because I do believe that they do die. Once they've been hit a couple of times, they're gone. They're out of the game. Whereas I think if the hero gets hit, they just go to the hospital and then they can come back again. But you can lose. Even if you're working together, the monsters can defeat you. But we'll come on to all that. Or at least what I know of it. Here's the pieces of the monsters themselves, the actual figures. Now these are great, these are wonderful. I like these a lot. They're all nicely colourful. There's the bride with her fright wig. Elsa Lanchester doing that electrified cat hiss. Dracula. Yes. He can apparently, one of his powers is to charm characters to him, and then he can obviously do some nastiness. There's the Gill-Man. He's purple for some reason. Purple. Quite a big figure. It's nice, I like him. I want a small figure is the mummy, maybe to depict the fact that he's utterly dishevelled. So there's the mummy. Yeah, and he's doing one of the classic shuffles, always with one arm. It's kind of useless, it's hanging there, it's bandaged to him. There's Frankenstein's monster himself. We belong dead. It's like, push me, shove you, push me, shove you. What film was that from? And it's not a Universal monster movie. He's the Invisible Man. Yeah. He's got his, again, he's swathed in bandages and a dressing gown. Very threatening. And apparently, what do you do with him? What do you do with, I think you're just meant to uncover his crimes, because obviously he's invisible, so whatever he's doing, something's happened, but you can't pin it on him. You have to uncover the crimes and pin it back on him somehow. And here's my favourite, folks, of course, it's the Wolfman. And he's brown. You kind of think, well, oh shit, is that like, Reservoir Dogs? Nobody wants to be Mr. Brown because it's too much like Mr. Shit. But brown, because he's covered in brown fur, and he's earthy, he's from the wilds, the woods, he's brown. And it's not a bad little figure. These figures are very paintable, so should you be of that inclination, you could paint that and make them quite vivid and colourful, and you could do whatever you want with them. And yeah, I think that's a good idea if you've got the time and the patience and the talent. You have the monster cards. Now, what these will do, so these are literally, as it suggests, oh God, bloody hell. By the way, I'm playing the awesome score for House of Frankenstein, which epitomises exactly what we're talking about here. So here's the Dracula card. You see? Nice illustrations. And what it does, it tells you, right, Dracula is seeking blood. Destroy his 4 coffins so you can subdue him. So there's the plot around him. What's his power? Dark charm. Place the current player's hero in Dracula's space so he can bring people to him. And it tells you smash the coffins up in the locations and all this. On the back, you've got the setup, all the things that he can do. In fact, that's all the monsters, I think it says there. Are that all monsters? Is that the same on the back of all? Yeah. On the back of each monster card, it's the same stuff. Here's the mummy. Again, it's a nice illustration. The mummy has risen. Decipher the tablet so you can return him to his tomb. That's the puzzle you've got to do. You've got the scattered beetles on this little sort of old ancient, stone, sarcophagus puzzle. And you've got to get him in the right order to get him back. I have heard from numerous people who've played this game, and it's online all over the show, that he's the most difficult person to defeat. Because it is stupidly, ridiculously simple, deceptively simple little puzzle, but you take too long trying to do it, and you can lose the game by running out of time. And plus, each time someone gets too many hits, goes to hospital, or you lose a villager, you've got up here this sort of monster, you can't see it now, but it goes from 0 to 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one is a skull. And that basically is, each time the monster wins a round, a counter is moved across that. Once they reach that final 7th emblem, the skull, they've won. The monsters have overrun the town, and you, the heroes, have lost. So there's that one. You have Frankenstein and the Bride. There they are. Look at them. Oh, it's alive. Now, Frankenstein and the Bride must be educated so they can live peacefully. Nah. Here comes the bride. Move the bride 1 space toward Frankenstein. Well, let's teach the monsters. In Frankenstein's space, use, and it's a little emblem for an item card, or in the bride's space, use this item card. Increase the monster's humanity by the item's strength and move the monster that many spaces. And you have these sort of dials here for the 2 of them. And basically, you're going to educate them more and more as the game progresses, so long as you've done the right things in that particular turn, and the dial will go round. A lot of thought's gone into this. Here's the creature. The creature strikes through the depths. Locate his watery retreat so you can oust him. Oust him? And then rock the boat. Move the boat 1 spot forward. So these are like actions and directions which are generalised. And you've got to find the hidden lair. So whatever you've got to do, you've got to go through, work your way through this puzzle to find in this lagoon where his lair is, and then oust him from that lair. I don't know how you do that, but that's what you do. The Invisible Man. There he is. Yes. The Invisible Man has gone mad. Collect proof of his misdeeds so you can catch him. His power, stalk unseen. Move the Invisible Man 2 spaces toward the closest villager. And of course, they're not going to know he's there. Why? Because he's invisible. You see, you can't. Well, I say you see, but you can't. You can't see him, can you? So, the Wolfman. It's a nice little image there. I like that image. But he's a little bit more. He's not quite as bushy as Lon Chaney. Although he does look suitably ferocious. Right. He has a frenzy factor of 5. They've all got a frenzy factor, which I'm not too sure what that does, but it's kind of enhancing whatever they can do. They got more powers during the frenzy mode, I think. Don't know. People out there who played it are going like, oh, you idiot. Doesn't mean that at all. Right, the Wolfman is tormented by his form. Develop an antidote and administer it to him. So you've got to do some science here. You've got to get some, I don't know, some minerals and some elements together, mix them around and come up with an antidote for lycanthropy. Then you've got to subdue him and administer it to him, and you just better hope you've got the right ingredients in the right order. And then it works. And his power is, and this is nice, vicious bite. Every person in the Wolfman's space is hit. So obviously when his monster turn is and he gets to do a bite, he's biting everyone. But does that mean that you can transform as well if you survive that bite? I don't know. I don't know about that so much. So these are all the the chemicals you've got to put together to make the antidote for him. It's clever. I like what they've done with this, and it very clearly is a loving homage to the movies that we know and love. So I like that. Right, what have we got here? As well, we got this lovely velvety bag to put the dice in, and obviously other bits and bobs when not in use. That's nice. But you have these too. Now these cards. Now I'm going to have to open these. Now I've got the means of doing that somewhere around here. Do forgive me. I did bring some weaponry here. Where the hell did I put that? Oh, got it here. Alright, yeah. For the purposes of opening little bags and pouches and cellophane, we have the Franklin Mint. Oh God, why not this open? The Dracula collectible penknife. Look at that lovely depiction there of bats and a castle. And look at this blood ruby there. So I'm just going to open this, folks, and that because I've not seen these cards except in some tutorials, and they do look good. These are again very beautifully illustrated, and these are the things you're going to be picking up and discarding throughout the game. So let's have a look. I'll try and show you some of these. Right, on the move the frenzy marker to the next monster. Move each villager one space toward their safe location, because you can steer people to safety. You can save them. Can you see the illustration there? The hunt is on. If no hero has the hunted emblem, give it to the current player. Move the Wolfman 3 spaces toward the hero with the hunted emblem. Remember the movie. The devil's pentagram, he sees it in the palm of his next victim. And bingo, there's the depiction of it. See the hand with the devil's pentagram? It's great, isn't it? So it is paying a lot of attention to all these. There you've got Frankenstein and the Bride. Insane Survivor. Place Renfield at the docks. There's Renfield. Dwight Fry is Renfield. They're all here. Hypnotic Gaze. There's Dracula putting the mesmer stare on you. It's great. On the back you've got these little footprints. Kind of reminds me of that Yeti board game I showed you a while ago. Egyptian Expert. These are all the ichthyologist. So you've got like all these different characters. You aren't these characters. These are just other people. Thief. What's going on there? Place the Invisible Man at the location. That's the Invisible Man going rampage. Everything's on the move. Reincarnated Soul. That's the mummy again. The Innocent. Place Maria at the barn. Little Maria. Little Maria is the girl who's making little, daisy chains and chucking him into the river. And Frankenstein's monster happens upon her, and he thinks, oh, well, they're floating, you can float, and he chucks the poor kid in. Totally doesn't know that he's killing her. There's the Gill-Man. And these are all taken from imagery from the original movies as well. Sunrise with the crypt. Reincarnated Soul. Again, oh yeah, these are the... I did not know this. Look at this. It's Abbott and Costello. Because they made a series of movies with they met Frankenstein and Dracula and the Wolfman, and they met the Invisible Man and the Mummy as well. But there they are. That is Abbott and Costello. I did not know that they were in this. Place Wilbur and Chick at the shop. Yeah, that is them. Maria Uspenskaya, the fortune teller. That's Wolfman. So you can tell, the brown cards are obviously the Wolfman. On the move, Frankenstein again. Hunchback assistant. The enthralled. I'm trying to find something a little bit. Oh yeah. Ooh. Form of the bat. Someone's about to have the bite put on them. Worried fiance. Yeah. Oh, I forgot her name from the original Frankenstein. Someone's running from the Wolfman there. Can you see? They're legging it away. Someone else is running as well. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Overstock. Each player draws and places one item from the item bag. But look what the item is there. It's the silver wolf-headed cane, which is what destroys Larry Talbot as the Wolfman. And folks, here it is. The silver wolf-headed cane. And it is beautifully accurate to the devil's pentagram and the charging wolf emblem inside there in the hilt. Sorry, in the figurehead. So it's great, isn't it? So if you're into these movies, whether you play this game or not, you're going to have endless fascination by what's gone into it and just the sheer beauty of it. There's old automobiles, there's crypts. Oh, someone's got the crucifix on the count there. Now, when you start playing it, I won't go through all these. When you start playing the game, it's advised that just to get to grips with it, you play against Dracula and the creatures of Black Lagoon, because they're, in the grand scheme of things, they're the easiest to defeat. Yeah, Dracula, the Lord of the Undead. And he's one of the easiest ones to defeat. But obviously, the more monsters that you've got in play, the harder it's going to be. As I say, you can play this game alone against them, which I know that may well be how I end up playing this bloody thing. I'm going to open some of these other things here because we haven't seen the hero cards, have we? Let's put that down there. Uspenskaya, I should say. Oh God, who's the gypsy? Plays the gypsy woman in the Wolfman, and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. And I can't get into this. Oh yes, I forgot. I've got my trusty Transylvanian deck. Very carefully. I don't want to, obviously rip all the pieces. You can hear that's the Wolfman's theme playing there. Let's see, this is the House of Frankenstein, where pretty much all the monsters, it's the big monster mash, they're all in this. Let's have a little look, see what we've got. First of all, I want to get to the actual characters. Obviously, I've not taken them out of their template. These are all bits and bobs. Oh, look there. Can you see there? That's the depiction on the handle of the wolf-headed cane. Oh God. So the character pieces are here. So you have, let's do this. You have the inspector. Now it's very, very PC. PC, I'm an inspector. Because it's a female inspector. Who have you got there? You've got, oh no, let's get the pieces out. Be easy, won't it? These are the people that you're playing. And obviously you can choose at random, and they've all got different powers and abilities, different thresholds and weaknesses. So, each game is designed to be different than the previous one. So, scientist, that's female. Archaeologist, complete with fez. There's the inspector, we met her previously. Here's the mayor. And it's an old crippled lady in a wheelchair. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? You have an explorer, female again. You have the professor, who looks a bit like David Cronenberg, to be honest. Look at that. It's David Cronenberg, I tell you. Oh, and I think we've got someone else as well. We have the courier. Now, I'm not sure who or what that is meant to be. Well, it's a courier, obviously, but, I don't know what influence or what character in the movies has influenced that one. And obviously you've got the little playing pieces which fit into the little holders, and you move them around the board. You've got locations as well. Laboratory, the precinct, the museum. So you can put those on their specific places. You have all these items as well. Let's have a look at the items. What have we got here? Laboratory, tower. Oh no, these are like place pieces too. Graveyard. But they are, when you look at them, they are actually items. You've got picks, shovels, you've got pitchforks, you've got a shotgun, you've got revolvers, you've got, is that Wolfbane? I think that's Wolfbane. There's a man trap. Bit of werewolf stuff. There's a harpoon gun for the Kilt-Man. So all of these things, there's looks like a camera there or something. I don't know, a typewriter. Am I seeing these things right? I don't know. What did you pick up the typewriter and just throw it at him or something? There's lots of stuff. There's garlic. You come down here, there's actually garlic. Crucifix, obviously. A silver medallion. You know, it's just, what a wonderful game, folks. I mean, even if, you know, you never get to play this game properly with an appreciative crowd, you can have fun just enjoying the ambience that it sets up. Folks, this is going to cut out any second, so really I can't proceed any further with this. But basically, if you're into cooperative board games, this is like a nice starter one from what I've heard. I'm a complete novice, so hey, it's all going to be new to me. But anyway, folks, in the meantime, and indeed that halcyon, old misty graveyard, Universal Backlot Studio in between time, take it easy, be happy, be healthy, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all next full moon. Sooner you think. Aye.